On camera here? Oh. Get the kids out of the room, okay? Thanks. Get the adults out of the room and the smoking fascists out of the room, please. Okay. Hey, so we're back. Again, to recap, why, if a Jew sits in the Sukkah, does it mean that he is the chosen for people? That he is the cord of Jacob's inheritance and a portion of God? A lot of people have a problem with this. I'm not going to get into that anymore, but basically sitting in the Sukkah is a way to know God. How can a man know God? Through his mind. And in reviewing the previous segments, I realized the person also knows God through his body, not just his mind, through his actions, through his speech. Can you know God through smoking a cigarette? Usually not. Maybe somebody can. Okay, anyhow. Now let's save that for later. There's three parameters of reality. Mitzvot are divided into the three parameters of reality. Place, time, and person. That is to say, there's mitzvot dealing with places, mitzvot dealing with times, and mitzvot dealing with the person and the soul. Those are the three borders of this world. A person has understanding and knowledge. This is as it is written in the Talmud. If you strove and you didn't find, don't believe him. If you really tried hard and you didn't succeed, so the guy says, I tried but I didn't succeed, don't believe him. The person says, I succeeded and I didn't try at all, don't believe him. The person says, I tried very hard and I got what I was looking for, I succeeded, believe him. So in other words, a person works, he eats. You go down to the video store, you do your shift at the video store, get your paycheck, have a good meal. Save some money in the bank even. He worked, he succeeded. So, it says in the book of Exodus, chapter 25, make me a temple and I will dwell in it. Hashem looked down at his people and he said, make me a sanctuary. I need a place in the world. Again, does God need a place in the world? It's for us. It's the focus. And okay, so God told Moshe, make me a sanctuary and I will dwell among you. So apparently God wanted a physical locus in the world. The concentration, when we talked about the Tzimtzum, God making himself small to be in the world, God makes himself so small to be in the temple. And from that temple, his light shines to the whole world. The Radzin Rebbe in this book explains that a Jew, that is Israelite, needs to make a space in his heart for the divine presence to rest in his heart. And whenever a person makes a greater space in his heart, he'll have a greater experience of godliness. Because the borders that these borders we talked about, a person could work and strive and even suffer in doing the mitzvot in these borders, mitzvot concerning place like Sukkah, making a holy space to sit in for 7 days, right? And then, so if he does, and if he puts in the effort, if you build the Sukkah and you put on the schach on the roof of the Sukkah and you sit in it for 7 days and you pray in the Sukkah and you eat in the Sukkah and you live in the Sukkah and you have your friends over in the Sukkah, all of these things, then you will feel God's light. You feel it. It's something experiential. On YouTube, I don't know if it's conveyed into the world, the spiritual feeling of being in a sukkah. But you do it, some things you need to do to understand them. You can talk about it till you're blue in the face, but until you actually sit in the sukkah and experiencing the sukkah, then you're not going to know what it means that I sit in the sukkah and God's light is there. It can't be described except perhaps by the greatest poet or the greatest prophet could give words that could convey. But it's an experiential thing, like much of Judaism is. So we do things in the borders of this world, and God comes in, He makes Himself small and comes into the borders of this world, into a person's mind, and God's soul, which branches out into the whole world, into every person, is revealed in that way. So, for this reason, it's also proper that there's a reward for our actions. God is fair. He asks us to do and He rewards. He asks us not to do something and He punishes. He could be, how He pays back is His own business. If He pays, they could see the reward could come later. And the punishment could come later. God's merciful, so if the person makes a mistake, it doesn't mean a lightning bolt is going to strike him down right away. He could live a wonderful life and do everything wrong. But there is a world to come where he'll have to stand before the judge, and he'll have to pay for his actions. So we work and God pays us. And the work we do is limited, and the reward is also limited. Or perhaps the reward could be limitless. And we're going to pause here and continue in a moment. Li Neder. God bless.